Okay, I'm jumping back on. I'm gonna try to make this as fast as I can because I feel I'm on the verge of a breakdown. I promised the world that I was gonna do this as entirely as I possibly can. It, it being that I'm also human too, and my heart is involved in all of this, but especially these ones I have to talk about now. So I'll make it as quick as possible. I don't, well, I really don't know how to say this, but I need help. I need help right now. I'm getting to one of my rough patches again. And this is a very emotional rough patch right here. Because my heart was on the line. And I said I was going to upload those pictures and videos and stuff like of my home. Like how my home used to look. The cleanliness, the aesthetic or whatever, for what it could give. Even a little video footage and stuff like that, just to show that I've been on a decline, that my home has not always looked like the way that I showed you. And it was kind of hard sifting through all of my files, all of my conversations with my baby and stuff like that I have, to try to find footage, because like I have a tendency to kind of stay in one spot for the most part, just talk to her, because I do a lot of personal, just between me and her, mukbangs and stuff like that. And I was trying to, without having to go through each and every single last one of them, just kind of randomly tap one, two, a few, okay, boom, this is one, it shows something, it shows something. And upon tapping and trying to show the world, because I did, the world has to know this, because it's got to come to an end and keep it there. I uncovered something that triggered me, and um, I guess I should have ignored. I shouldn't have ignored the signs, because it's a saying that people say. They say, well, when people show you their true colors, believe them. Don't dance around it. Don't play with that. Just take it for face value for what it is. You don't have to not love people. This is my interjection on it. Like, you don't have to not love people or not give a damn about people, but you just, in this day and age, that whole term of loving folks with a long handled spoon type of thing. You don't get too close to people like that. You don't let people like that get too close to you. You have informed boundaries, of which, on the premises of how I met this individual, there were already boundaries, technically. The former property manager here, Ashley Neal, before we got into what we later got into in terms of where I put my own self on the line, per as I keep finding myself having done, and I keep getting hurt. No one asked me, no one told me to do none of this stuff that I ended up doing for her, because I loved her dearly. It was her and another office associate in the office when I first come here, and it was just so warm and welcoming. I said, out of all the other places I tried apartment-wise, nothing went through or anything like that. Per my luck around here, I ended up trying this place, and the welcoming was so warm and so nice. And I was like, wow, this is great. This place, again, I don't go for towers and stuff. I just generally just personally steer clear from towers. I have a tendency to kind of know, not everyone now, but the majority of them have a certain type of lifestyle that is not conducive to mine. It doesn't even mirror it or even try to mirror it in any type of way, shape, form, or fashion. Like I said not everyone, okay? because people like to try to pinpoint, yeah, I know a tower. I just said that I know some that are not like that, but the mass majority of in the many metropolitan cities, started out in my own city before I started traveling abroad once I got older and stuff like that. Patton Towers in Tennessee, nothing but old people and drugs, and they bringing in homeless friends in there, and just, oh God. Elderly doesn't have nothing to do with it. It's the lifestyle of these people right now, the lifestyle that these people chose prior to getting to the elderly stage, guys, okay? I need y'all to wake up and see some stuff. We have choices every day, how we choose to live our lives, govern our lives, or the lack thereof. All right? Whether we get informed, stay informed, whether we choose not to get informed and stay uninformed, place the blame on everyone else, the government, your neighbor, the this, the that, the this, the that, and never ever looking inside, doing a self-analyzation. Well, hey, is it anything that I've done? Is there anything that I've contributed to something of a negative connotation? Is there anything that I could contribute that would help be a solution or what have you? From the greatest thing, you don't have to be an architect. You don't have to be a rocket scientist, as people like to utilize a lot, in order to contribute goodness to the community around you. It doesn't take a lot, guys. It doesn't. But anyhow, it's just like, that's one of those. This is not what this video was about, but since we're there, like I said, I'm just going to go with the flow. A lot of people have a tendency when they get of a certain age, and then naturally, as a youthful person looking on to someone of age, you just naturally have a certain type of level of respect and stuff like that for them, a certain kind of level of regard, let them go first, open the door for them, help them with groceries, surrender a seat, per which it is also up front in those front seats on buses all across the United States, as far as I'm concerned, and have observed, these seats are reserved for the elderly and seniors, handicapped personnel and stuff like that, so you just naturally have a regard for them higher than yourself, persons of your age and even older and younger even. So it's like, but when you look at a lot, not every elderly person, for crying out loud, but like when you look out into a lot of the elderly communities, senior citizen buildings, depending on what area of town, we're not ignorant to these things. Let's not make it a big debate about la 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 la. Certain areas of town are known for certain things within that area of town. That's just how it goes. And it's been that way forever. I've been working my ass off since forever to try to change things and try to work with the youth, work with the seniors, work with everyone and stuff like that of urban areas and stuff like that, of which not every time, but many a times, they don't participate, they don't appreciate, nor do they even, a lot of them mock and have something to say, oh, this is lame, this and this, that. And I just said in a video prior, I love to shake my ass in the African descendant type of club and stuff like that. A lot of them, like if you play any kind of music, any type of engagement or activities, they're laughing, joking, saying something crazy and stupid because their man means at home ain't shit. And so therefore their kids, their offspring are not shit. I'm going to say it. I don't give a fuck. I don't. It's fortunate sometimes those children come out to be the total opposite of the fuckery of their family. It takes me by surprise, and it can happen. I've seen it, and those are the youth that I have a tendency to go for and work with, you know what I'm saying? Because over time, over the years, I'm not the only one exhausted. I'm not the only one burnt out, on reaching for people who don't want to reach for their goddamn selves. You just said, those your kids. Them your baby kids, bitch. That ain't my kids. It's not my fucking responsibility. But me seeing a need and seeing that something needs to be done about various things and stuff like that, since the adult personnel, the parental personnel continue year after year, generation after generation to fail the youth and stuff like that, where it takes people of any type of affluency to go in and step in and try to be some type of a mediator and try to get something going, all right, opposed to stagnation. opposed to procrastination, opposed to hitting licks, stealing, robbing, killing, murdering, scamming, and things of this nature. You see what I'm saying? Like, I have been one of those ones on the headlines, undercover, but I don't give a fuck. Sometimes overcover. It just depends on where I'm at and how I gauge and navigate that fucking city or what have you. So it's like, again, a video way prior to this one, we are all subject to our own choices and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? The choices that you make for your life is the type of lifestyle that you later live. You see what I'm saying? The type of education, the type of, a lot of stuff doesn't always take a big time education to make a nice coin where you don't have to live off of everyone else. But even with those, I say moving forward, I know a lot of people had not really felt compelled to go to school because, hey, I make a very great livable wage. I applaud you there. But however, life doesn't stop there, sweetheart. You don't know when that job or that placement or even your particular placement will be no longer needed. Your services are no longer needed. So it's just about educating yourself, staying abreast, staying multifaceted as much as possible. You see what I'm saying? In a very moving, evolving, a very unpredictable economy today. You see what I'm saying? We already talked about why it's unpredictable and why it looks like that, because of leeches. People of the caliber I'm just talking about now who choose to do nothing with their life, and people who chose long ago to do nothing with their life or chose to stop doing something with their life amid their 40s, and now here they are pushing the 70s, and it's like now you want a handout. You want everything from the government. You want a big old huge ginormous pay raise on your Social Security disability, and boo, you ain't put nothing in the system for years. So like, come on, man, let's be frank here, and so it's just one of those things where I steer clear of towers because of what has a tendency to be in them. Not every time as stated before, but most of the time as far as my findings. However, this is a tower here in Washington, D.C. A very nicely renovated, newly done tower, the inside decor, you can see it from the street, walking up closer. Oh, wow, they really turned that thing around. Looks good in there. You know what I'm saying? The Delta Towers, Delta, Pledge, so anyhow, again, going back to kind of skipping around a little bit, the treatment upon first coming in here, having been denied other places, I can't really find anywhere to go. At this point, was just nothing available. DC, again, is a small place. If you want to go somewhere, you got to get in when and however you can fit in. You see what I'm saying? There's vacancies. You just have to look around. There's plenty of vacancies, actually. You just have to look around. Is it in your price range? Is it in your neighborhood that you desire? You see what I'm saying? Does it have all the amenities that you're looking for? Just different strokes for different folks, guys. You know what I'm saying? Me, on the other end, I had started getting kind of desperate. I'll take any fucking thing. I'll go to the hood even. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, well, shit, I'm at the end of 8th Street with this place right here. I just needed somewhere to fucking go, because hell, I've lived in the hoods before, bitch. I've lived in Liberty City of Miami, honey. Didn't have no problem out of nobody. A brown sub of Florida, y'all didn't have no problem out of anybody. Now, I ain't saying ain't perfect now. Now, bitches will try you if they sense that you soft. That's in any metropolitan. Like I said, everywhere got something somewhere. All right? And if you pose as or present as this whole country, good, heart-loving people, some people just take it way further than any other motherfucker would ever attempt to try. There are other people that kind of tread the water. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the reason for this whole stuff, I ain't never seen no shit like this in Washington, D.C., and they run it up here. It's just that those people way up there, come to find out, don't even have a fucking clue because they do their due diligence down here in the lower part to make sure nothing gets up there. You see what I'm saying? Because they already know. They know what time it would be. So anyway, going back to, hey, it's the end of 8th Street. It's a lot of progress up that way, and restaurants and other apartment establishments and a gym, the Orange Theory and everything like that. Just so much clubs and everything like that, you know, which I used to just walk by and look in. Hey, now I live amongst it. Hey, just go in, you know. So Sin is renovated. It's a tower. My look is shot, so I'll just go in and see what it's about. And I actually like the presentation of a new girl who had just been hired on, I guess, now. Probably posing as a new girl for all I know. She was kind and stuff like that. Ashley was kind. You know, she the new girl who technically talked to me kind of first and then ended up taking me up to a module unit. Actually stayed in the office and everything like that. And so she was so cool, so down to earth and stuff like that. She showed me the unit on the 6th floor and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. You know, and I looked around, everything was brand new. And then, you know, it was small, but I don't mention that, you know. Hell, she knows it's small. Shit, I mean, I look at things for what it is. Like, it's a nice-ass fucking renovated apartment. I like it. I can see myself staying here. You know, that's what I conveyed. I expressed interest in the 2-bedroom. They said they don't have any. I didn't know that they didn't have any available. I didn't know they didn't have any at all. Per the website at one time, it's different now. And per the paperwork that I still have. Let me dig that out. But anyway, so... But in my excitement, not knowing that nothing is going on, at least not here, they presented so well. Well, damn, they're not nasty. The apartment's nice, it's not nasty. I'm on the end of 8th Street. Listen, what more can I ask for? And so, in my excitement, this is what I do. This is my lifestyle. I love to cook. It is my heartbeat, you know. It really gets me going. It really keeps me going, you know. And so, in my excitement, this nice place, nice people, I don't think they're going to move by me like that. They too nice to start with. I don't really find that. It's either nonchalant, abrasive attitude, or indifference type of way of approach of people. Or, bitch, how you know me type of thing. Where I'm just, hey, good morning, you know, type of stuff. So, I mean, everyone who hasn't even been to New York knows that it's a stickler going around in New York, about New York, that New York is a big, bad, horrible, terrible, disgusting place. I beg to differ. Every place that's stated has that, okay? Yes, New York is very fast. Yes, New York can and does have a side. Certain people in New York will chew your ass up and spit you out, baby. Go to BK. Let me know if you make it out. But Broadway Junction, bitch, like, motherfucking, where else? Crown Heights, Utica. Bitch, I used to stay up there. Church in Schenectady. Like, I used to stay in Brooklyn. Now, Bronx is my habitational desired place in Manhattan, you know, Trump Easy, you know, Columbus Street, 54th, you know, all that. I love that area, child. Hell's Kitchen, I used to stay at Fat Sal's. I mean, that white pizza, they make the best white pizza to this day, hands down. And I've been to damn near all the pizzerias, baby, but all New York pizza is amazing, period. And it's just something that's going to speak to you more quite naturally, you know. But anyhow, child, they got a Brooklyn. Call me if you need me, you know. But anyhow, I experienced a lot of love in Brooklyn, y'all. In New York overall, I really did. You know, it wasn't fake. It wasn't phony. It was real love. They hugged you. They hold you. They squeeze you tight. I'm like, you know the song Beyonce, Drunken Love? She's talking about like a more romantic love. But I'm speaking of like a more platonic love. Like, you know, that one. And it's just like, oh my God. I've never felt this in any city that I've traveled to in my life. Now, mind you, I do come from the country now. Being reared there, it's a lot of love in the country. But it's a different kind, you know. This Northeastern love, when you can find a baby, hold on to it tight. Because it is amazing. And New York has it, y'all. New York really, really does. You know, And I won't disclose her name, but she was a drug addict who gave me that hug like that. Yeah, she was a functioning drug addict. Now, she wasn't really functioning good enough to, stay above water and not allow herself to experience homelessness with it. But Miss Ma'am, honey, she stayed dripping. She had on real gold on all her fingers and wrists and stuff, and her necklaces. She kept her hair did. She kept her nails did, probably her toes too. Had on some kind of a nice stuff, drip clothing and stuff like that. Honey, she kept herself together, kept her eyebrows done, honey, stayed in the tub. You never smelt her, she just had an issue, And I'm willing to work with people like that. Damn, at least have a heart. How the fuck you gonna be fucked up, smell fucked up, and then treat me fucked up and everybody else around you fucked up? Oh, no, babe, I ain't got nothing for you but the book. Next. But anyway, I'm just saying, fuck it. You're guilty, you're guilty. But anyway, damn, I just want people to be sensible. But yeah, it's a lot of love up there. It's a ton up there. Y'all gotta go to New York and get to know New Yorkers. And I've alerted all metropolitan cities, especially all of Northeast. Back when I was still talking to DC, I'm like, listen, don't y'all, my little country bunkers need to be able to come up here and feel comfortable. Y'all don't be messing with them. They're not going to understand and stuff like that. I start out up here. The reason why most likely I have enough wherewithal to be able to just keep being punched like that, whereas my country babies, y'all are scared of the way. New York too, y'all don't target them. I know that this is a hustling, bustling type of city and environment, and I know y'all see them as kind of stupid and stuff like that. It's not stupid. I utilize the term ignorant. Ignorant is, with the lack of knowledge about a lot of things. You see what I'm saying? That I've been telling my country babies to learn and get abreast with and stuff like that, and know what goes on in other places other than your country home, sweetheart, okay? Other than your homestead, sweetheart, okay? That's one of the things that I always coin so greatly about big cities anywhere. And I love the Northeast so much because I'm from here, but it's like, it's the business, it's the hustle, I can dream with a city person. And, we can talk and network and stuff like that. Whereas a country person, at least back when I left, been gone for some time now, hopefully it's different. Where a country person, it's like, oh, girl, that sounds nice, but honey, you gotta be realistic. Nobody's driving a Lamborghini down here, They mean well, but it's like, come on, guys, like, you can have this stuff. We don't have to look at television and all the rich people doing it. We can do it too. Oh, well, child, long as I got my Toyota, I'll be fine. If the Toyota is what you want and desire, that's fine. But it's like, I just see you see what I'm saying? It's a hold on, like, I can never have that. And if someone gifted her a Lamborghini, I guarantee Mama Sue would take it, wouldn't she? Yes, she would. Lord, this thing goes fast as hell. Oh, Lord, as soon as I gently put my foot down, it... Oh, my God, Lord, let me put on my seatbelt. But anyhow, so that's that. And so going back to the apartment, me thinking that this is going to be a great grandeur place and everything like that. They're nice, signed that lease, and I'm in here, and things started to... Oh, and my celebration. Remember the night I went out and celebrated? Ended up getting date rape, but prior to that, while we were still upstairs, and she was showing me the kitchen area, I said, everything's so nice and new and clean and stuff. I spend a lot of my time in here. I spend a lot of time in my kitchen. And I said, I love to cook. I love to cook some oxtails. You like to cook oxtails? Yeah, me love to cook oxtail. Me love them so much. If I cook oxtail, rice and peas, cabbage, all them if I cook nice. And I was like, she was like, I would love some. Oh, girl, yes. So I was saying I was gonna cook some. When I cook some, I'll bring them down. Okay. So we on that level. I think these are my homegirls. Like, wow. Sisters from another mother type of thing. It was so real. And so something ended up happening. I, got the lease. Everything was fine. Oh, wow. But then I'm thinking, they asked me, do you want that unit that we showed you? I said, no. I wanted a 2-bedroom. She said, well, we don't have any right now. And then I said, okay, well, how about something else? They showed me a unit other than the one that was displayed to me, and I didn't like it immediately. I said, oh, I have to stay here. I can't do this. As soon as I went in there, it was a wall. Like, here's the door of my face, and here's the wall. Like, here, that's how it felt to me. I said, I gotta stay here. And the kitchen was over here. I can't stay here, because the mom's unit she showed me in terms of, the kitchen was like right here, and then the bedroom was back there, and then the living room. Now, that's the ideal unit, and I felt like later on, of course, they're gonna show you the ideal unit, child, so you can start at least to come on in here, because they gotta fill up vacancy. They just renovated, get y'all in here first 2 months free. I understand that. Like, goddamn, I can't do this one though. I can't do this one. And so I went back downstairs, and after the unit that I took and technically signed for and stuff like that, I said, does it look like that? Yes, the same thing. Yes, the same thing. And so I think it was on the same 6th floor, but it was like between like the janitors and something closet area. And so I went back downstairs. I had my backpack. I already put down my deposit and everything. Like, I know that's non-refundable and all this other stuff. Thinking I'm about to unpack and home sweet home. I keep my backpack on and my purse, and I go back downstairs. And I'm about to leave. I cannot stay in that one. That's even worse than this one. I forgot about that. And she said, what's wrong? I don't like that unit. Well, I can't keep switching you around and this, that. This is Ashley now. Both kind, and about to do me like a little celebration of my keys and stuff at the conference table and all that stuff down there. Now she's like, I can't keep switching you around. Like, but I can't stay in that unit. I can't. I have to live there. I cannot stay. Okay, well, let me see what I can do. She went on the computer, making like, now I found out making like, having to find what else is available and stuff like that. And then showed me, had the other girl bring me up to see it. And everything was done. The floor needed attention, needed to be swept and mopped. The bathroom needed attention. The tub, the toilet, the sink, the whole bathroom technically. But it wasn't an atrocity. Okay, it wasn't an atrocity. But it had not been turned over. But the rest of it, everything, all the appliances in there were new though. I'm like, okay, well, all right. I said, oh, this is mild. I got it. Don't worry about it. You sure? Yeah, it's fine. This is mild. Trust me, this is very mild compared to what I've seen before in my life. I got it. Get my my Mop and Glow, my expensive waxer. I got it. I just said, okay. And so I took it, and that was it. And so then later on the celebration, as I start working things out of my storage unit or something like that, ended up celebrating at night, got date raped and all that. And so this was our like little shindig we had going. In spite of that little blow up, but I'm not happy. Damn, I have to live here, hon. No, that was an immediate no. And I'm sure if it's vacant, no one will participate in me going in there with my phone to see you. So you can see, oh shit, wait, no, hell no, I couldn't live in that either. But anyway, whatever. I ain't worried about it. It's the unit in the middle all to itself. And when you coming out of the door, facing the hallway, the janitor closet is to your left-hand side. That one. And every floor has one. Yeah. I start seeing sarcastic stuff like Matt's saying hello with lines going through it. But then at the bottom, it said bye, but no lines, like clear. Hello. Meaning we don't mean it. Then bye. I thought they was, I ain't even gonna hold you. I thought they was talking about the voucher holders, you know, that you have to accept in units like this. And no one has anything against a voucher holder, because many people, due to the economy and stuff like that, could use one right now. That doesn't mean they intend on staying there indefinitely. It's just that finance is not doing what they wanted or needed to. Job scarcity or not as much or what have you. All their job, you know, whatever. And so they are currently on one. But people's issues around the globe is the issues with those who don't want anything in life, never had anything, and they technically, without saying, they have signed up to always live off of everybody else for the rest of their lives. Those are the voucher holders, ladies and gentlemen, that I got a problem with. Yeah. Because everybody ain't trash who got a voucher in their hand, okay? I've met many wonderful people. I really have, you know. And they're kind of ashamed to have it, you know. They are. Those are the kind of people I work with, you know. I want people to foster and understand that sometimes circumstances are out of your control. Sometimes they are. You know, I'm helping people to move forward. Listen, anything can happen at any time. You have to be ready. You know, you should have multiple streams of income. Even if it's not generating nothing but $200 each. If you got 10 of those, how much is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. That's $2,000. That sounds like somebody rent, okay? Right there. Let alone your 9 to 5, whether it be full or part-time. Listen, you got bills, honey. Listen, pay your bills. All this leave, if you cold, bitch, leave the fuck up out of here. I'm just saying. Anyway, so going back to this whole thing of, I feel like we had a good camaraderie going. No abrupt blow-ups and everything, but it seemed like it cools off. And then my other personality, my sweet self, must have went in there. Actually, I remember, and I was looking at Ashley like, "You're not mad at me, are you?" You know, and because I feel like I just disrupted her whole day, her whole vibe, and you know, I'm just the worst thing that could have ever drug in here. You know, that my other me felt, and she did something and let me know it was halfway okay. And so, there's a little girl in there with my brother. I've been through a lot. This is past hell what I've been through for these 3 years, but my brother, oh God, this is nothing compared to what he's put me through. But anyway, staying as optimistic as I can, knowing that justice will be rendered. You know, the angelic host, the universal host, whomever they may all be in their respective places, respectively, encounter with my brother, you know, and everything. And as I tell the people around here, love always wins. Goodness always wins. You'll appear that you're winning for a momentary upon of time, or hell, sometimes winning on the negative end can have a long-looking staying power. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we've been doing this for years. We gonna still get away with it. And then someone brings something to my attention. I look, I listen to the facts. I'm energetically reading through as well, and I can see everything for what it all is, what it all was, and what all you all projected it to be. You don't know the number of people all over the world, here or there, don't mean the next person any fucking good. You don't know. I do though. I do. And even without facts and investigation and stuff, sometimes I could just see a person walking past me, clean, groomed. Hell, they can even have on a suit. That doesn't shadow cast my eyes from what my spirit picks up. I know a murderer when I see one. I know a person that's about to go and steal something when I see them. I know their life story. I know a person who had a rough childhood and is trying to sift through their emotions and stuff like that. And if they're still in their youth, like in their teenage days, I know they have this retaliation type of, they need some type of justice and equality type of thing internally. I know stuff before anyone opens up their mouth. That's how energetic I am. Let alone with things that we go through and uncover about stuff. So when I say I have a gift, I really do. And so, anyhow. But here it's different. Gift remains, don't get me wrong. But here it's different. You see a smile, they must be happy. Because in acting courses, if you can't reenact reality, what use are you? I hate to say it like that, but that's what actors and actresses do. They reenact reality, or they take some type of a story plot. It could even be a fairy tale. And this is the ideation behind it, the director and everything like that. Stuff. You gotta really get into character and stuff like that. And so that itself, along with psychology, along with dark magic, bitch, I used to not even believe in dark magic. I believe it existed, but I didn't believe in it to the point where, oh, it can't touch me. I'm washed by the blood of the Lamb, Jesus Christ, and Him crucified. I'm covered in the blood. But nowadays, as I think about that shit, what kind of shit? Covered in blood? No, I'm good. No, that don't sound right. And every time you think about Jesus, it's always the fucking crucifixion. Well, of course, at first, if I were to debate someone lovingly, but from a sincere back, according to the Christian side's place of it, it would be, that's how God designed it. And God doesn't make any mistakes. God loves us so much. The world was in such sin and turmoil. He had to send the only sacrifice for your sins. Someone had to die. If you go back to the reference of the Old Testament, all these calves, kill them in their first year of life. No spots or anything. I'm a racist. I don't want no spots on my sacrifice. Y'all gotta read into this shit, man. He is a heinous, horrible ass fucking God. And God spelled backwards is dog. Fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't. But anyway, it's a lot. But going back to the whole nutshell and everything like that, me promising the world I was going to show forth because the world needs to know, and also I'm on the verge of my breaking point in terms of breaking, someone, plural, but I said I can't do that. In spite of what I've been through, I can't do that. And so now, in trying to show you all my journey, I guess, or just how this whole thing go, and having to sift through my files and stuff like that, it has reawakened some stuff in me that I felt, but I put behind me. Later I encountered a smile from her, and I kept encountering them for certain periods of time. Both of them, until the other assistants to Ashley ended up getting fired, I guess. You just didn't see her no more. That means termination to me. And she was new anyway. So just let me know if she must have didn't work out. Well, she sure showed me around. Oh, well, she knows best. But then I was like, wait a minute. Because I was talking about oxtails in the office. I was talking about cooking or something like that. Yeah, the kitchen's nice for me to cook in or whatever. I'm happy with the new place that they showed me, and it's this one here. And she said, yeah, and them oxtails, girl. And I kind of looked like, and I, of course, this will never be backing on my word, baby. I love people. But it's just like, it was a very unprofessional moment right there. Yes, we're cool. You know you have a cool tenant here, but it's just one of those things in the fashions of life. Now, in the country, you can do that. But see, I've been up here for like so long, 2 and some change or something like that, you know, at this time. So now I've been cityfied. And that's considered, okay, you pushing it with that. I did offer, when I tell you I'm changing, not that this is necessarily bad right here, but at the end of it, I'm changing. You know, I'm like, oh, she remembered. Okay. I guess the other side of my other side or something like that. It kind of, I'm gonna cook the oxtails, but when I get to them, mind you, I'm just moving in my place. I got a lot to do. I got a lot to sort out and situate and stuff like that. I want to fill out the building and stuff because although it feels great, I know I can stay here. It's something in the back of my subconscious, like, don't get too comfortable. That it wasn't on the forefront, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I live very, what's the new term that's minor? But anyhow, yeah, so I got triggered and about some stuff that I've been sweeping under the rug of my choice. Ashley and her crew, you know, and then things solidifying to me about a person that I did grow to care about so much, so deeply, as they were my own family, you know. And to find out, coming to the bitter solidification, most of this stuff I have discussed and will discuss has been in fact solidified, but some of it is new to me too, in terms of a solidified thing. And Ash is one of them. It is hard. It's hard. It's hard to take that, stomach that, heart that, because I really loved her. And despite all the signs here or there, sporadic, and sometimes a long staying power, would always come back some kind of way. Start bringing food, because I promised. The girl wasn't there anymore, but you're here. And I remember saying that, counting the heads in the office, you know, how much do I need to bring so I can know to make enough. And she took the food. She put a notice on my door. And that's what it was about. And I went down there first thing in the morning and asked her about that. And she said something, da-da-da, and da-da-da. That's not how it works. I think I got past due. Yeah, past due rent notice. I get so many notices on the door. This was a past due rent notice. Actually, what is that? I told you what happened with Giant. You said that because I said, because my brother had me so hemmed up, I keep getting hit up here in Washington, D.C. to the point where it has crushed and crippled me to the point where I had to sign up for this Section 8 thing, you know. And I had done so some little time ago. And me thinking now I got this job. Don't nobody want no damn Section 8, but I need a safety net. My brother has my finances, my wealth, locked up, no access. So all I got is my disability check, okay, to live off of. And this apartment is a luxury. It does not cover the whole entire rent here at all. Like, come on, no. And so I'm working avidly. Like, sometimes I can pull. I mean, I got to work my ass off, y'all, to get a couple of $100 spiritually re-put back to me. You see what I'm saying? Like, I have to work my ass off every day. I have to hear noises that my brother is sending, you know what I'm saying, of my children crying and screaming for their mom and stuff like that. Listen, my God, Satan is real, and I love him because I know that he's kept me and all of my children from anything coming to them like that. An illusion was painted for this idiot that you did anything to my kids, baby, when I tell you. Okay? He's hoodwinked beyond bamboozle, baby. He's going to find out. But anyway, I have to hear screaming, bladders popping, you know. He telepaths messages to me. Oh, yeah. This what I started with my dog, you know. I put a broom through his ass, and it came up through his throat. And all of a sudden, I would feel something in my throat saying, he said, you feel that? Yeah. I put that broom up his ass all the way through his throat. And I kept brooming him and stuff. I'm telling you. Witchcraft is real. This was a literal physical application he thought took full place to my dog, Bijou Pierre Hunter, my little toy poodle. Yeah. But it did not. In his mommy's absence, doggies and kitties, they're my babies. I had this baby since I was 15. Anyway, probably 14. I didn't have my real birthday yet. It's a lot for this, y'all. But anyway, I'm stuck about dealing with stuff like that, hearing those noises, him crying, saying, this is the side. I didn't know I had kids. It's a long, terrible story. But none of my children or their mom or that level was touched like that. But what I was present for, I do remember. And even that's painful. Many are breakdowns. Many. Too many to count. But anyway, I'll come back up here to take care of some things and to fight back. Because everybody in Florida ain't honest either. Like I said, everywhere got something. And depending on who you come across and all this other stuff. But a Floridian said, you need to go back to the place where it happened. She probably thought that, when I was talking to the lawful people down there, she probably thought that, oh, I wouldn't really feel like traveling or something. It wouldn't be worth my traveling or expense or something like that to go back to the place. Because my brother was fucking with me so bad and so hard. And in Miami, one of my last apartments there, he drove me out of it. Drove me mad to the point where it's an illusion, but it sounds real as hell. You know, boulders? It sounded like my neighbor on top of my head was dropping boulders onto her floor. And that would quite naturally be my ceiling. All day and all night. I would try to get up and move to another room. Boulders, boom, right immediately over my head every time. I said, well, damn, my kitchen's small. I can't fit my huge queen-size blow-up bed in the goddamn kitchen comfortably. But if I have to, I'll make something happen. Boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden, other than that, I didn't have any peace. My heart was palpitating by itself. I'm not excited. I'm not scared. I'm not mad. I'm not none of that. I'm just laying down on my phone, having all kind of dreams and stuff. I've been through hell, you know, and still going through it on my own spiritual shit that my brother's doing to me specifically, and then to come here and deal with this. You know, when I first touched down up here, I talked to a private investigator about why I was here in terms of that. I'm being fucked with down here. I need y'all to get him and lock him up for me, because he is causing me all kinds of heartache and spiritual ache that I can't even describe. And you know what she said? I said it started out up here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, down the street from Sugar Ray Leonard. That's where it started. And I need y'all to get your best team together. Psychoanalysis, everybody. I want y'all to thoroughly question me. It's gonna hurt so bad, but I want y'all to thoroughly question me and stuff like that. And feel free to hook me up to a poly. And I want y'all to go get him and hook him up to a poly too. And I just want y'all to see what's what, who's who, what happened, and I need y'all to prosecute him to the fullest extent. And because I'm suffering spiritually now, I said, I know DC doesn't really want to hear about that stuff and stuff like that, but it's real and it's affecting me for real. And it's gotten to the point where it made me up out of Miami. I was fine in Miami until I started getting fucked with in Miami. Going to a witch doctor, paying her money. I'm new to this. I used to not even think witchcraft was real, but anything of the voodoo sector, I used to think it was bad and terrible. Hell, it's a bad and terrible side to everything you can claim and call to be religion. But actually a retaliation on your enemy who's bothering you, and you are indeed innocent, sincerely, not no bullshit. If you are sincerely innocent and someone is fucking with you physically or spiritually, you're supposed to be able to retaliate that back. See, you don't deserve that, and they won't stop. Get him then. Get his ass, you know. And so I'm going to witch doctors paying out all kinds of money. They couldn't do anything. I might get relief for like a day, and then it's right back, and then it's worse. And so he starts seizing my funds to the point where I can't get anything, and I'm just really fucked up. So I had to do something. I would try to get a job. It wouldn't hold. I lose it. I ain't got no problem working. I've been working since I was a kid, actually, because I knew what kind of lifestyle I wanted to lead. You know, I know education's the way. That was my MO. I want to live good. Got to get a degree to do that. So when college I went, right after high school. But anyhow, it's a long story. But long story short, come up here and told us, and private vet had to wait for one now. I'm fresh out of travel. I'm here to take care of something that transpired up here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. But I have this birth certificate saying I'm from DC, so I'm coming to DC first. Because, you know, I already know I deal with some spiritual blockages and stuff like that. So I'm coming with this. I need help. This has gotten to the point where I can't take it anymore. And I sit back and take a lot. But when I start to make movements and actions and stuff, it means I can't take it anymore. So that's why I came from Florida up here trying to take care of it, to get him to, because I thought, because I'm new at understanding. I'm not too long out of Christianity myself, guys. But once I got an understanding that Christianity is the one that's wrong, you know, and any type of treating anybody else that's wrong and they don't deserve it, that's what's really wrong and stuff like that. And witchcraft is real, and this is what he's been using on me my whole life. And come to find out, it's magic he stole from me as a child that he made me not remember, and all this other shit, and he's been trying to kill me with it ever since, and starting fires and fucking up this world with that shit. He the one that impeded that Christianity crap on that level into this universe like that. That shit's not real. I'm trying to tell y'all, Anyway, so I come up here for relief. I'm thinking at this time that if he's in jail, he can't cast spells on me. Yeah, I need help, you know. And so I tell her the approximated dates that things happen. And at the end of my telling of the story, she says, it happened too long ago. 1986, this, you know. I said, well, it has happened a long time ago, ma'am. However, I hear of people who come forth many, many, many years later about their abuse or what have you, because different factors will keep a person from coming forward about things, whether it be fear, whether it be this person threatened to kill them, threatened to take their children, kill their children, threatened to do all kinds of hideous, heinous stuff to keep their ass covered. So instill fear in this person from telling anybody about the heinous things that they had in fact done to them. You see what I'm saying? I know about that stuff, but shit, like, that's my life too. You gotta be kidding me. But anyway, so after I say that, well, ma'am, up here in Washington, D.C., such as she starts quoting some type of a statute or some type of a law, bylaw, or something like that. And it didn't sound right, but she was so sure, right? Here's one of the first encounters. She looked me straight in the face. She's a person of authority, and not just anywhere. Washington, D.C. authority. She can't be lying, but it just doesn't sound right. I have to look that up. And so she rejected me. I had to wait to get an investigator. When I did, finally, she rejected me. I went to Ward 5, right up the street from here. Coincidence! I mean, as long as you don't have a vicious background, anybody can get a badge. Yeah, I mean, like, they're down here. And I mean, no offense to good authoritative figures in the earth and land up here and abroad. But it's like, in terms of that, you're here, down here, taking care of everything in the regular earth and land. That is your mission. That's what you signed up to do. But it's like, that's authoritative figure down here. You see what I'm saying? They're needed. But this is what an investigator told me. And I just left and never went back. So I can't get any type of... But I have, ma'am, I have where I recently went to court here about that in Florida. And they told me I needed to come here. Another person now, not the honorable, somebody else. And it's like, nothing. Closed door, boom. Boom. Nothing. So yeah, it's hard to solidify to me that these people I consider Ashley and Ashley's family, whether extended family, play family, but you've been knowing them so long or like family, or not consider them to be my family, and I cook for them, and to find out that you're also in on this shit on me too. You keep switching, flipping the script. You told me that no one looked out for you for your birthday. You were in tears and stuff like that, and I said, I want to make sure I make you, let you know that you're loved and you feel special and stuff. And so I'm planning from right then when I heard that. I can't wait for April 25th to come around, you know, so I can make her feel like the special person she is. And Don't you know Ashley and her goddaughter, what have you, talked about the liquor that I bought for them? I know they like to drink. They were drinking in the back office. I mean, yeah, okay. Well, it's a turn-up place. Okay, hey, why not? You know, it's after hours or almost right before after hours, after 5, I think. So she likes to drink. And I was asking, like, what's a good gift for Ashley? Trying to keep it discreet, you know. And her brother, who says he's brother or what have you, I guess, I don't know, said that Ashley likes Hennessy. Get her some Hennessy. Okay, I'll get her some Hennessy. So I got her Hennessy. I'm like, that's not enough. You know, and then later on down the line, she ended up getting fired probably a month or so, whatever, before her birthday. I don't know if so I wouldn't be able to celebrate it. I don't know, man. This shit is weird. And so when I first got word, I come in from handling whatever my business was that day, that night. Oh, hey, Ashley, hey, girl. She was in the lobby amongst some other teens and stuff. And her family liked people. And then she was like, girl, guess what? I just got fired. I said, oh, no, the fuck you did not. No, you did not. She said, yeah, such and such and such. Yeah. I got up on my seat. Oh, I have you. Because in spite of all the times, they weren't all horrible, but when they were horrible, they were real snappy, real yuck attitude. But I just kept pushing through. It's something about Ashley that I just love so much in spite of that. At the end of the day, they said that the DeLeon 2 bottles that I bought later on, I kept like kind of treading gifts in there because my money is locked up. I eventually got a job, you know, at Dollar Tree over there. They're treating me like shit, but it's a job. Trying to get used to it at this point. And it was a blockage with my money there. I signed up for daily pay so I can get my pay daily, okay? That was always blocked. The website was blocked. It was hard to talk to someone over the phone. I finally got through. And way later, you know, you work today, get paid today. That's how the manager there, not my manager, who, bitch, you ain't shit to me. Know that. Anyway, that's how they conveyed. I've never done daily pay before. You know, work today, get paid today. There's some fees. They're hefty. That's fine as long as I get the money. Now, I need toilet paper. I use the bathroom all day long. Urinate, defecate all day long. I need toilet paper. And I most likely needed a vape and some cigarettes too, you know, at the time. And so, anyway. I got my funds unlocked. I haven't come to find out I missed people's birthdays that while I was trying to get my money unlocked, their birthday came and passed, or just met them and just found out, hey, she had a birthday. Oh, well, shoot, I get you something. I'm so sorry, my money's locked up right now, but when I get it unlocked, I'm gonna get you something. I think that was what Ashley was doing. They made like she got so fired. I'm sitting up here bewailing, you know, in the hallways and stuff. I couldn't hold it. I mean, bewailing. It was like somebody had died. I mean, it was that. That's how much Ashley meant to me in spite of it all. You know, the love on her and feed her and make sure she was okay. Then I know she's got a birthday coming and stuff. You know, I was just torn up. Why now? Why now? Why now? Not now. Not ever. Ashley is Faria. They made me feel like I was at home and stuff like, you know. The little bitch quit, made like she quit so that I wouldn't be able to celebrate her birthday with her or something. And then this other person in Herkimer Park, Scooby Park, they call it, up here, I had just met her And she said she had a birthday coming up. I said, oh, well, I won't have my money or anything, but when I get it unlocked, because Social Security had my money locked up and wouldn't, and I told them the situation in person and she wouldn't help me. Oh, you need an appointment. But ma'am, I'm telling you, all my stuff got stolen. Everything. My ID, my Florida driver's license, my Social Security, birth certificate, everything has gotten restolen away from me again. I don't have any type of form of identification. She said, okay, well, this is what you do. I said, I've been a victim of domestic violence and all this other stuff. This is what you do. You go to the doctor and you get your doctor's papers and stuff. It has to have your name, your medical number, and all this other stuff on there. And then we'll see about helping you get access to your funds. I said my Direct Express card been stolen, all this other stuff. I said, can you help me port over my funds? Because I was finally able to scrape up $5 to purchase a card, a preloadable card of which you can put your government funds on and stuff like that. Can you help me port it over from Direct Express to this card? And then that way I already have my deposits that I missed the last 2 prior months. No, well, we don't do that anymore. I said, well, ma'am, I'm kind of in a bind right now. I'm here today. I made an appointment to be able to do that. It's just a lot. The one over there on D Street. So it had to be a black, a very nasty attitude woman. Nasty. Was in a bind. Is there anything you can do? I do have some form, like, remember I was carrying that big purse that James took off in the night with, and I never saw him or the purse again. When I saw him and he said nothing about the purse, I didn't either. I didn't even care at that point. I was just happy to see James because I was so love fucked up. For my brother treated me fucked up. That's where that shit comes from, man. This shit is real. Oh, well, you can't judge and govern over people because you had issues yourself. Well, bitch, I beg to differ, bitch, because I can see and probe and pull through past my problems. And that's how I be therapy and counseling to people. Pass through my fucking problems, bitch. So I don't want to hear none of that shit because I know it's like I can hear as though what a fucking skeptic or a fucking critic will fucking say. Not my peeps up here, but these bitch bum ass motherfuckers down here. Down there beneath me. That's what these dumbass hoes will fucking say, yeah. That part. But anyway, please. If you really knew, things are so constituent upon people who are well-degreed and of any type of affluence or anything like that to the point where they're not allowed to share stuff like that. Why? For one, it's personal. And then for two, the peons would tear them apart if they knew what they really been through. That's why. They have to paint this portrait of perfection for peons, and you ain't shit, and you ain't gonna never be shit. Fuck out of here. Anyway. And I try to break down those barriers, things like that. Just make the world a more understanding, loving, embraceful, very habitable, desirable place to be. I even understand drug addicts. They take drugs, especially those type of drugs, to escape. Well, honey, though, I'm trying to create a world where you want to be in it. You want to be present. You want to be at least sober enough, to be able to experience the love and the vibrations around you, because someone loves you. And, these people just shit on me, man. They know my motto. They know who I am by now. I start to feel like a broken record. I feel like no one's listening, no one's hearing, no one's understanding. All this stuff every which way, every night, just keep coming my way. And it's just like, marijuana is legal now. Why still turn to those horrible substances? It's legal now. And they even went so far that, like, listen, you get you some liquor, I choose wine. Rosé is my preferred drink when I drink. You know, I do drink liquor like when I go out. You know, but just calmly around the house when I want a glass of wine. Rosé, I love Rosé, and Mary Jane. Those are my best friends. You know, but why don't you drink some liquor before it, and then the blunt afterwards? Man, you feel so fucking good. They don't want that. They want the horrible, illegal stuff. Like, y'all been bitching so many years for weed to become legal. Now it is, I want the crack pipe. I want this. I want meth. I want this. I want that. Okay, yeah, whatever. I'm done. At this point, I'm done. Because if it's something that can be assigned and prescribed medicinally for people with chronic illness, chronic pain and disease, like, come on, man. It's from the earth, for crying out loud. Not a foul chemist lab, a hood chemist lab some fucking where. That ain't where this shit come from, bruh. Now I'm talking about. Anyway, whatever. Foster loving relationships no matter what's in the private region. Currently used to be your wifey. And they attack you. Brutally. Brutally. And they're my favorite kind of girls. One was threatening to fight me, punch me in Mount Rainier. And I wasn't doing anything but probably looking and smiling because I liked her. She had a penis. I'll say he for those for understanding, till we get a full understanding. Like, you are what you feel like. You feel like you're a she, well, damn it, you're a she. If you feel like you're a he, well, damn it, you're a he. In spite of what's down there, what used to be there, what you try to attach on, whatever the fuck. You are what the hell you feel like, and it's just that simple. You know, let's just all be non-binary or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And hell, sometimes you can switch. You felt like a woman, although you got a pee-pee yesterday, but 12 months later, you feel like a man. Well, I found that sexuality in life is very fluid. Ain't no etching in, you know what I'm saying? You just got what you got. Have sex with it. Have sex with it. Have sex with what you got. The fuck? You know, this damn Bible, that motherfuckers all contorted and switched up. You know, lifestyle and sexuality is very fluid. It's very fluid. It's stuff that can be literally researched, and also a lot of spirituality, things that have deposited into me that I know these things. But anyway, whatever. I mean, if you think about, I don't feel like going here, but if you think about human production in an embryonic stage, and also the stage of a development of an embryo of a child inside a real mother's womb and things of that nature, it's like everyone starts out, I think, with a vagina. And then it eventually, as it continues to form, either it's going to stay a vagina if the child has a XY chromosome, or it's going to turn into a penis from a sac at the bottom. You know, the testes holder is the scrotum, if it's going to be a boy. You know. And so, what's the fucking big deal, yo? What's the big deal? Does it change all the years of study that you've had because you have a penis in your pants and you desire to wear a dress? No. Does it change how you treat a person because you have a vagina in your pants, but you feel led to do construction and you do it well? Should you get harassed or say, this is a man's job, get out of here? Or you desire other vagina in their pants, but you wear the pants with yours, and like any way you can flip, twist it around beautifully. Do you treat anyone different from who the fuck you choose to lay down and have sex with? No. Do you commit murders and crimes and stuff like that because both of y'all got a vagina, both of y'all got a weenie with that? No, you don't. Nothing changes because of your sex and who you desire to be with and how you desire to be with them. Who's on the top first, who's on the bottom second concerning two PPs or whatever. Who's wearing the pants today and shit, a month later was shit. She looked hot in them pants. Both of y'all gotta, we're very fluid, guys. Ain't nothing etched in no damn stone. I'm gonna tell you that right now. 10 Commandments tablets, fuck out of here. You loving everybody like everyone needs to do, and naturally has inside them if they just reach in and choose to. Sure, if you don't want someone doing it to you, don't you do it. Honor thy father and thy mother. Well, I think we all do that. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. That's something that's got to be talked about. What is adultery? Okay, we know we've heard in church, but what is adultery really? What is that? Just a lot of stuff. And a rainbow. Oh my God, that is another conversation. I'm reaching an hour and 15 right now. I got a lot pending on me right now, and I jumped on because I promised, again, these pictures, these videos, how my life was, and how it's been on a decline and stuff like that. But as I was looking over them, my feelings have started to weld up and stuff like that. And I was screaming aloud, and I need help sometimes. And this is one of the times. But I have to find something in me to be strong because I don't trust anybody. Call 911. Are you kidding me? That's all they want right now is for me to call 911 for anything. Let alone something like that. Oh, we got her. I'll never get the help I need. You can't bring your phone in there. It's a reason because of how personnel do in the psychiatric units. They don't want anyone to know. That's a very malicious place to be. Not everybody who does that, but the mass majority. If you're in there, that automatically means you've been deemed crazy. I need to go somewhere where there are people of my caliber who have breakdowns sometimes and need to be seen. I don't even know where those places are up here. It's as though they don't exist. Anyway, and it's not my fault. That's the purpose of these videos. None of this is my fault. But I've gotten to the point where I need to see someone. And I'm trying to hold it together. Call 911. I don't trust these hoes. I couldn't even get 911 to come assist these animals. And you being funny with me like over the phone and stuff. Well, look at them goals. I don't have anyone. I'm outnumbered. I'm in the enemy's camp. I'm in the enemy's territory. And just when I thought I was cool with everyone, I actually lost a child a long time ago, allegedly now. Thought I was cool with her remaining kids or people who like kids or people like her family here and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, those same people started to turn their back in the lobby, including some of them that I cooked for specifically. Gave to Ashley, of course. Ashley gave to them because she told me, "Oh, my family loved your food and this, that." And one time was nasty when I was bringing down a special delivery to her. I said, "Ashley, I cooked something. You don't say I'm busy." Well, I could just put it in the office in the back, Ashley. That's fine. Yeah, just put it in the office. Yeah, just put it in there. In front of a lot of people. No one knows exactly identically, diabolically who I am. But how I dress, how I present myself, how I smell, they probably have fathomed she's a person of caliber. At least of some sort. What sort, we don't know. You know. They know of all these later threats of legal action against these establishments that they have done me their dog dirty wrong. But other than that, anyone can hurl that. If you know your rights, if you just know that. Like, come on, like, what else do you know about me? Besides a sweet, kind, caring person who gives a whole fuck and can't stop no matter what. I have to force myself to not give a fuck. I have to force myself to not care. I can only be stone cold Facebook for so long because my other side, because that's not who we originally are, comes out, and then it's like, that's who I am. But then it's like, when I'm treated like this, the other side, you know, and I can't believe I'm in Washington, D.C., and I'm facing a potential crisis, and I don't have nobody to call. I'm holding it together. I'm doing good. I'm thankful for that. But I don't know how long I got. I can't even call 911. It's serious. All my fruit's gone. That helps me, you know. Hispanic in me, you know. It's that time of the year when you just want to be buried in fruit. You know, my fruit's gone. I ate it all. I just want to go to Harris Teeter, pick up a few things with the little monies I had left. I pawned a lot of my stuff and sold a lot of my fragrances, you know, in order to have some money for fruit and stuff and vapes. Those are my getaways. And now it's like my fruit's gone. I got some pomegranate molasses. I'm gonna blend that up. This is just really a kick in the face, a kick in the heart. Fuck the face. You can punch that all day, but my heart though. How her and her goddaughter was like, yeah, that Deleon, she like, that was nasty. I bought you that for your birthday. I come and to your family's door on the 9th floor, and I say, hey, it's Ashley's birthday today. And then they open the door. I know y'all haven't never met me formally, but I'm like, hey, I'm Cherish. I'm downstairs 700 apartment unit. I cook for Ashley, you know, and I send her a text message saying I was her personal chef and everything. And that's who I am as a person, in the country or the city. But when you're a nasty, foul person like that, you immediately go to city mode and stay there. Me, a chef, excuse me? Oh, honey, I know how to get on my high horse and be real sedated in spite of every coin that's currently locked up. Because, baby, let me tell you something. Just because it's currently locked up don't mean that I'm a broke-ass bum. Understand that to be true, okay? Yes. But it's just... As soon as I finally got my Dollar Tree money unlocked, some of my Social Security or whatever money unlocked and stuff, all I did was just go spend it on everybody's birthday that I had missed because I had no money to celebrate them with. And I had to, like, be frugal in my gifts. And I'm not a frugal person when I give gifts. Like, I shower people with stuff for their birthday. It's a celebration. And I couldn't believe, as wonderful as you are, nobody celebrated you. They left you hanging for your birthday. These people are so cruel, Ash. I can't believe that. You know, and oh my God. And you're phony. And I believed you. And you bash the fucking shit. You know, for a long time, she didn't say anything about the food. I wasn't looking for anything, you know. She eventually, finally said something in a roundabout way. Used one of her god kids who's old enough at least to come say something about it, you know. Oh, the food. You got any more of that food, Ashley? Oh, see, they come and hit me up right now. And this, that. You too proud to beg or ask. It's not even a beg, it's a request. You know, at this point, now we have a relationship formed and stuff like that. So I thought, you know, so it just be like, wow, never be afraid. Don't be a stranger, you know, just find a way to say, I don't know, but to be treated like that. I went out and I know she got a big family up there and stuff like that, to just make sure I could cook for her and her whole family. You know, always made enough and everything. And when she had first got fired, I'm sending her paragraphs after paragraphs of love and support, pouring on her, knowing that she's going through a hard time right now and stuff like that. And this woman don't even respond. Okay. Thanks. Nothing. She doesn't respond to anything. I'm in here bawling my eyes out. I'm devastated. I couldn't believe it. How could Faria do that to her? She's Faria. Like, this place not gonna be the same without Ashley and stuff. And I'm just torn to pieces. And this shit been fake the whole time. And then people be saying around the community, I don't really talk to people because I've learned to be standoffish, even though that's not who I am. But they say, hey, girl, how you doing? Oh, I'm all right. I just miss Ashley. She's like, honey, Ashley is not coming back. We're her brother. Oh, it's my birthday today. Okay, happy birthday. Ah, that's all I get? It was just really weird. And then I told her that I was waiting on my vapes to come because I met her at this restaurant chain job at Chunga Man. I used to go there and get the fried catfish. It was so delicious. Bitch, you didn't cook it. The fucking fried squid, the calamari was amazing down there. It got closed down, probably because I liked it a lot. I don't know. Business did start to slow up, but was that a setup too? Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. My favorite Pakistani restaurant, Sakina Grill, over there on Northwest 11th Street, N Street, over there, that area. Yeah, by the top, not too far from Tati's and all that. It's like a cathedral, like, I think it's a Methodist church right there. Right there on the shoulder was my most favorite fucking Pakistani restaurant I had ever been to. That samosa chat will knock you out of your socks. The fucking biryani and everything. I went there a couple of times. Moved away, left Northwest, my mistake. But all of them snakes, as far as I'm concerned. Hey. Wait until it be proved otherwise, but everything keeps proving to be bullshit. But anyway, moved away, you know, and then coming back, visiting the area, thinking I'm going to go in there for some biryani. I'm going to get everything. They're closed down. And the surveillance of my brother was still on me the first time I started frequenting that Sakina Grill place. But I got him spiritually in a way where he can't see me no more. He's still working my magic, though. He is. That's the subject.com. I'm going through shit right now as I'm recording this spiritually that you can't see or hear, but I see it, I hear it, I feel it, I smell it. You know, my body ends up aching and paining and shit. Ah! You know, he know can't nothing faze me, but he uses med to make it hurt. So sometimes I'll be screaming, oh my God! But anyway, whatever. So this other person who let me use her phone trying to get through to Direct Express, you know, Social Security still right hand arm or whatever. That was the card. That was the merchant that they chose to go with. Yeah. Now you ain't got no dealers with them and all this other stuff per every time somebody come in there and have some type of a concern about something that happened. La 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 la. You can't even call them over the phone, and you were the merchant. That was your chosen merchant. Don't fucking play with me, bitch. Stop playing. Out of all merchants, oh no, you think I'm dumb? Apparently, no, nigga, you are. Period. But anyway, the Herkicher Mall one. Found out I just missed a birthday of hers. And got her some wine. I promised her. She smokes Black & Milds. Got some Black & Milds. I got her $20. You know, having to divvy up my gifts and stuff like that to stretch it out because I got a lot of people to take care of with just a little bit of money. I don't have the money to throw big, beautiful venues and stuff like that and horses and chariots. I don't have that kind of money like that no more that I can access. It's like I don't have it. It's like I don't, you know. And, you know, I saw one of her friend at the Herkicher. I missed her birthday too. She got her wine bottle and her money and my little gift I had for her. She said, oh, I want to feel special. And I was so glad that she felt special from that. And then I said, well, where's Tati? Tata, I think her name, I call her. Oh, she'd be around. I haven't seen her in a while. I got her gift. Can you give it to her for me? Oh, well, I don't know if I'll win the next time. I'm going to see her. Looking like Grimace. Face ass. Well, wig hair wearing ass. Yeah, whatever, bitch. Fucked up, jacked up face asshole. And so I just had to give. I said, well, I'll just come to the park every so often and look for her. I stayed just minutes away. I'm gonna come. I look around the corner, see if I see her. No, I don't see her. Okay, I'll turn back around, come back, and next day, come get it again. I got somewhere to go, but now I gotta get her gift. You know, we're friends now. You know, I look around, I still don't see her. I think probably got another third attempt, maybe fourth. I know at least 3. I just said, well, it'll be here when I see her again. Then I ended up letting a Femi, Pinot girl from Virginia, come here and like post up with me. I met them there. We had a good time in Virginia. I felt so free in Virginia. It's not a thick spiritual weight and overcast bearing out there. Do people from this area still go there? Yes, they do. I told Virginians I go to Virginia to get a break. But they just slow down in a more laid back way. It's the same. I'm praising them and all this shit. They ain't shit. There's no spiritual, as thick of spiritual coverage over the area. But when you choose to do things like other coverage to motherfuckers who don't deserve it, won't give them help. Listen, I'm trying to get out of DC. Will you help me? By the way, I do have an active domestic violence case. You make like you making all these fucking phone calls. Most don't answer, some do. We don't have any space. You don't meet the criteria. Da 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 da. Nothing. Send me away. 5 p.m. Southville. I did everything I could. Hispanic bitch. Alexandria. You have to be a Virginia resident. That's what's gonna help you. Ma'am, the person who's going upside my head is in DC, ma'am. I have to be a Virginia. Yes. Yes, you do. Yeah, okay. All right, that's about all I got for right now. And I'll come back later when I can. All right.